so excited to be in Colombia with 6 passionate young explorers. We are amazed about the landscape, the most beautiful rolling hills, incredible rivers that cut their way through the mountain. And what makes this place so special is the people, and it's all about coffee. We're in the little region up in the mountains called Jardín. So what are we doing in Colombia, especially in this region? We are looking at how the farmers, the micro farms, apply the AAA program that Nespresso has implemented. The AAA program is built on 3 pillars. The first pillar, the quality. The second pillar, the sustainability. And the third pillar, the productivity. The young explorers will follow the whole process from the seedling all the way to the selling of the coffee at the purchase point. These young explorers will be fully immersed into the daily activities of the farmers in Jardín.
We met Fabio, our farmer, our coffee farmer here. We're gonna get our hands in the dirt and start working.
We're gonna attack this line now, and you'll just see cherries fly into this bucket.
I've never imagined a farm 2,000 meters high on a sloping mountainside. It's beautiful here. In the States, I'm used to driving on highways and seeing giant flat farms on both sides and giant mechanical tractors on both sides. And what was really surprising was the fact that these farms are really small and almost all the planting, the collection is all done by hand. These guys really put their souls into every single bean. It's incredible.
Today we met our coffee farmer Fabio, and he showed me how to pick the right coffee cherries. After fermenting the coffee beans, he runs them out into a sort of a basin where he will take this special kind of a broom and brush through the coffee beans to take this outer layer, a kind of film of the coffee bean, because that layer is poisonous. Ever since the age of 14, he's been pretty much living alone. His family lives on the other side of the region. He does all this coffee picking, coffee processing by himself. You can see that he's a very hard worker and that he's very dedicated to what he does. And he's very interested in knowing where his coffee beans go after being processed by him.
It's 6:30 in the morning. It's time to wake up and start with all the work in the coffee farms.
My family is formed by a really young couple with a little kid. I feel like home with them because they are really open to me. I feel like if I was with my family back home. They live in a very modest house, but actually they have a very nice and beautiful life. You see them smiling all the time. Here I'm learning not only about coffee, but actually I'm learning about the true values in life.
Today at a school in Jardín, which was a great experience and we had a whole lot of fun. As soon as we arrived, they involved us all in a great game of volleyball, which got surprisingly competitive and we all had a good laugh on that. And then we presented the Young Explorers program to all the students. And they loved seeing all the expeditions we've had on. We presented the Amazon, the North Pole, and their eyes just got so wide, and I think they really enjoyed hearing it. And we enjoyed learning about their environmental programs that they have here. And right now, actually, we have a rematch, so you'll have to excuse me.
wet mill to basically consolidate the depulping and washing process of the coffee. And this is a lot more efficient than having each of the farmers individually process their own coffee. The farmers bring the raw cherries to the central mill, and this is good for Nespresso because it increases the number of good quality beans. This is good for the farmers because for less work, they get paid more money.
The dry mill was very interesting. There's many processes the beans have to go through before they are ready for sale. They dry 5 days in a greenhouse. It's incredibly hot in there. They are turned very often to ensure thorough dryness. And once they're all dry, they're brought into the factory where they are sorted through, some even hand sifted to ensure that there are no foreign objects.
Visited a co-op. We learned about the different quality controls that they have in order to make sure that each coffee bean that gets shipped out of Colombia is precisely to their standards. So part of what that means is that they literally go and taste cups of coffee from each batch of coffee that the farmer brings to the co-op. So there's a person whose sole job is to go and smell the aroma of the coffee, to taste the coffee. He even has a silver spoon that's engraved with his name on the back. And this person will drink and smell up to 250 to 300 cups a day. We got to be a part of the process. We saw how few coffee beans actually make it past Nespresso's standards to be exported. Today we're going to ride horses up to a beautiful area where they have caves and waterfalls, and we're really excited. A few of us have never ridden horses before, so it'll be a great adventure today.
Que quiero conocerla para que toda la noche ya conmigo puedas estar. Dime tú, en busca de otra para ti, para que te diviertas.
So we just got back from exploring Colombia on horseback, which was really interesting for a kid from New York who has never even touched a horse. It really was a special way to see the countryside, and we took those horses up to the top of a mountain where we then trekked through a beautiful rainforest down to some pretty incredible waterfalls, and we spent the day swimming in those waterfalls and seeing Colombia in a really unique way.
I knew I'd learn a lot from my visit to Colombia, but I never realized how much I would be able to take away to enrich my life at home. For example, the strong community bonds that they have here and the family values.
Tonight is my last night with my host family, and I could just say about Colombia, the way they say it here, estuvo muy rico, because it was interesting. It was an amazing experience, more than I ever expected from this place. You could say not only the beauty of the place, but the people. That's the main importance here. And I'm looking forward to come back and start doing projects that would benefit these families.
The reason why we came to Jardín in Colombia was to understand coffee, but not only coffee from the seedling to the final grain that gets roasted, but also to understand how the farmers work, the needs of the farmers. Coffee is not only about what we drink. Coffee is about people, and I can honestly and sincerely say I've met some of the greatest people in my life. It was a great privilege to be here, to work with them, to live with them, and understand their passion behind growing.